Hello, good morning, and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the Smart Device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting that we may even gather throughout the show, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander. I might be joined by Scott later, I might be joined by Alice later, maybe even Sohan, who knows. Two of those three were here earlier, and now they've gone MIA. They vanished like a fart in the wind. But anyway, today is Wednesday, also known as Wednesday, September 7th, 2022. Starting us off in the year of 1251 before Christ, a solar eclipse on this date might mark the birth of the legendary Heracles at Thebes, Greece. Ooh, Heracles might have been born on this date, so that's interesting. Doing a pretty good time jump into 70 AD, Roman army under General Titus occupied and plundered Jerusalem. Dang. 1191, yet another time jump. During the Third Crusade, Richard I of England defeated Saladin in the Battle of Arsuf. In 1543, Duke William of Gulick surrendered to Emperor Charles V. In 1566, Sultan Selim II succeeds to the Ottoman throne. Yeah, but this guy is no Solomon the Magnificent. You know, he only has an okay hat. You know, that's an okay hat. You know, it's not bad. It's pretty cool, you know. But it's not an entire bed sheet, you know, an onion hat. So, anyway, 1812, the Battle of Borodino, Napoleon Bonaparte won a Pyrrhic victory against Russian General Mikhail Kutuzov in the most ferocious battle of the Napoleonic era, seeing 70,000 dead. Jeez. But what's a Pyrrhic? So let me look that up here real quick. Pyrrhic. Of a victory won at too great a cost to have been worthwhile for the victor. Yeah. Okay, that would make sense. 1876, Frank James and his gang were involved in a disastrous raid in Northfield, Minnesota, resulting in the death or capture of multiple gang members. Cole, Bob, and Jim Younger were arrested. So Frank James, is this part of the Jesse James gang? Yeah, wasn't Frank James his brother? Yeah, brother of outlaw Jesse James right there, so, yeah. 1888. Edith Eleanor McLean was the first baby to be placed in an incubator at State Immigrant Hospital on Ward's Island, New York. Dang, so the first baby incubator. Welcome back, Mr. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock gigawatt Scott. Scotty too hotty for you.
Hello.
So,
Hello, everybody. I hope you're going to be able to hear me fine, but it may cut out in a minute or two. But
you are cutting out a little bit. Slightly. So. Anyway, so I assume you're still out and about?
yeah.
Ah.
But it'll be about another 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Alright.
I'll be back soon. Alright, so where are we at to start?
Well, you are like robot-y as all hell, so, yeah. Let's just, get, you get your stuff done, and then get back home, and then, pop on the show. Hopefully I'm not too far along by then, but we shall see. Anyway, I'm going to take us up into 1892. James Corbett knocks out 4-1 favorite and defending champion John L. Sullivan. Ooh. In 21 rounds at the Olympic Club, New Orleans, for the World Heavyweight Boxing title. This was Sullivan's only defeat and his last fight. So dang. His only defeat and his last fight. Huh. Man, that, knocking out Sullivan, that's no easy feat right there. So. 1936, Boulder Dam, which is now Hoover Dam, on the Colorado River between Nevada and Arizona, began operations. Ooh, well look at that, look at that, look at that. Yeah, out here in Southern California, I've been keeping a real close eye on Lake Mead, because that's not only our primary source of power, but water, to the entire Pacific Southwest. You know, not just to, Southern California or the LA area or any of that, but all of that, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, maybe Utah, like a lot, like millions, tens and billions of people rely on this, and it's just, oh man, it's not a good situation. Anyway, moving on up into 1940, this was the beginning of the Blitz as the German Luftwaffe bombed London for the first of 57 consecutive nights, losing 41 bombers as the Nazis prepared to invade Britain. Yeah, we talked about this the other day, Operation Sea Lion. Buckingham Palace was bombed. Churchill, King George VI, and Queen Elizabeth inspected damage. Wow. So they bombed Buckingham Palace. Well, I mean, it's a big building, so that makes sense, but that's wild, dude. So. Anyway, 1941, U.S. National Championship Men's Tennis at the Forest Hills in New York. 1939 champion Bobby Riggs defeated Frank Kovacs 5-7, 6-1, 6-3, 6-3. And then 1943, 987 Dutch Jewish transported to Auschwitz concentration camp. Ugh. As my dad would say, ugh, like just not good in the least. Oh yeah, I gotta have that picture. I'll bring that picture up in due time. Anyway, 1952, Alberto Ascari of Italy in a Ferrari won the Formula One World Drivers' Championship with victory in season-ending Italian Grand Prix at Monza. This wins title by 12 points from countryman Giuseppe Farina. Zoom, zoom, zoom. 1953, Roy Campanella set catcher record of 125 en route to 142 RBIs, runs, battings, ins. Hey, Dad, if you're watching this, I'm learning the terminology. It still might be, not 100%, but I'm learning it. So, and then the cycle, yeah, that's right. A single, triple, a single, double, triple, and home run. The cycle. I'm learning these things. Also in 1953, U.S. National Champion Men's Tennis at the Forest Hills, New York. Tony Trabert defeated fellow U.S. citizen Vic Sykes 6-3, 6-2, 6-3 to win his first of 5 major titles. 1953 as well, U.S. National Championship Women's Tennis at Forest Hills, New York. In an All-American final Maureen Colony became the first female to achieve a Grand Slam, defeating Doris Hart 6-2, 6-4. 1 year later, 1954, Journey to Italy, directed by Roberto Rossellini, starring Ingrid Bergman and George Sanders, was released. 365 days later, in 1955, New York Yankee Whitey Ford became 5th Major League Baseball pitcher to hurl consecutive one-hitters. Dang. I really wish Scott was here to educate me more on that, but that sounds really good. 3 years later, in 1958, more tennis opens. We have a U.S. National Championship Men's Tennis at the Forest Hill, New York once again. Ashley Cooper outlasted fellow Australian Mal Anderson 6-2, 3-6, 4-6, 10-8, 8-6 for his 3rd Grand Slam event of that year, or win of that year. So, yeah. And while that was happening in 1958 as well, during the U.S. National Championship Women's Tennis, Forest Hills, New York, defending champion Aletha Gibson defeated Darlene Hard 3-6, 6-1, 6-2. Yeah, sounds hard to me. Difficulty is ramped up. Well, it appears that one from 58 to 68. Here we go again. U.S. Open Women's Tennis, Fort Hills, New York. England's Virginia Wade won the first Open era U.S. singles title, defeating Billie Jean King 6-4, 6-2. And 1 year later, 1969, nice, Scottish Matra Ford driver Jackie Stewart won the Italian Grand Prix at Monza to clinch his first Formula One World Drivers' Championship, his 6th F1 win of the season. And his face is the same as I do. Good, damn. And he actually has sunglasses very reminiscent of mine, too. And long hair, but I'll never wear a polo shirt, but I would like a driver's cap. Here we go again. 1970, Jerry Lewis, his 5th muscular dystrophy telethon occurred. This guy, really good. Really good. Put in a lot of work, 1974, here we go again. U.S. Open Women's Tennis at Forest Hills, New York. Billie Jean King won her fourth and final U.S. singles title, beats Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley of Australia 3-6, 6-3, 6-5. Here we go again with the Yvonne Goolagong. It sounds like a gamer tag right there. I thought I had a ping. I guess I don't have a ping. Anyway, 1975, U.S. Open Men's Tennis, Forest Hills, New York. Manuel Orantes of Spain won his only Grand Slam title. Upset number 1 seed Jimmy Connors 6-4, 6-3, 6-4. Played on green, hard, true clay surface. Okay. 1 year later, 1976, U.S. courts found George Harrison guilty of subconsciously plagiarizing He's So Fine for his song My Sweet Lord. Well, that sucks. Plagiarism is plagiarism, but everything is the same, these days. So what's plagiarism, anymore? In 1977, U.S. President Jimmy Carter and Panama's General Omar Torrijos signed the Panama Canal Treaties, guaranteeing Panama control of the Panama Canal after 1999. Good. Because it is their land. They deserve to reap the rewards. Even though we built that canal, we did a lot of stuff politically that shoehorned us in there, and yeah, there's vastly better ways of doing what we did. We decided to do it the true American way through force and murder. Anyway, 1980, U.S. Open Men's Tennis and Centenary Men's Singles Final. John McEnroe retained the title, defeating Bjorn Borg 7-6, 6-1, 6-7, 5-7, 6-4. Dang. 1984, Met Dwight Gooden's 11 strikeouts gave him NL rookie record 236. National League rookie record, nice. 1985, U.S. Open Women's Tennis, Hannah Mandavkova defeated Martina Navratilova 7-6, 1-6, 7-6 for her first U.S. title. 1986, Dan Marino, was talking about him the other day. He threw his 100th career touchdown pass, was the fastest quarterback in NFL history to do so. Nice. Yeah. I was talking about this guy just earlier today or yesterday or whatever. I don't remember. But Dan Marino here, the absolute best quarterback to have never won a Super Bowl. That sucks, Anyway, 1986 as well, Desmond Tutu became an Anglican Archbishop of Cape Town. Well, that's cool. 1986 as well, failed assassination attempt on Chilean dictator Augusto Pinochet resulted in the death of 5 other people. So, man. Here we go. Scott was actually talking about, what's Chile doing? We have all this stuff involving, Argentina, Peru, Venezuela, what's the one? You're going to Brazil, but yeah, here's a Chilean one here. Mr. Scott, I was literally just talking about you. Remember yesterday we were talking about the going-ons in Venezuela and Panama and Peru and Brazil and all that stuff, and you asked have we ever had anything involving Chile? Well, we just did. I'll read this here again. In 1986, we had a failed assassination attempt of Chilean dictator Augusto Pinochet, resulting in the death of 5 people in the attempt. You there?
Hello.
Hey. Can you hear me?
Who else is here?
Nobody.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chile. Something about Chile.
Yeah, you're talking about
Right.
you're asking because we've been talking about Argentinian dictators, like Cuba, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Peru, all that stuff. And you asked yesterday about do we have anything about Chile? Any articles involving Chile? Well, we just read one right here.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I'll read this for a third time. 1986, failed assassination attempt on Chilean dictator Augusto Pinochet. This attempt resulted in the deaths of 5 people caught in the crossfire. So.
What's up with the dictators? There's dictators everywhere. That's 1986, so they've been around even not even that long ago.
Oh yeah, well I don't know. Maybe the brain tumor thing is going to be going to them now. The brain cancer for dictators. Yeah.
No, there was an assassination attempt on him, but they killed 5 people. I don't know if you want to look that up or not, if you did already.
I have not, but honestly, I just want to chew through this show and just relax today because it's really, really hot. I'm really tired and I have a headache. So, do you want to take 1986 U.S. Men's Tennis Open?
Sure, if you want, sure.
Yeah, if you're ready.
1986 U.S. Open Men's Tennis. In all Czech final, Ivan Lendl retains his title. It beats Miloslav Meshir 6-4, 6-2, and then 6-0.
Dang.
Sounds like you need some caffeine or something.
I need bed, but you know, it's showtime, and the show must go on. You know.
Yeah. All right. So next one, 1988.
Yep.
Guy Lafleur, Tony Esposito, and Brad Park inducted into NHL Hall of Fame.
Nice. Man, where's Alice? You know, when you need her.
Yeah, what happened to her? She just...
I don't know. She up and vanished like a fart in the waft, you know? Like...
Fart in the wind, yeah.
Yeah.
Dust in the wind. Yeah.
You have another one here. Mike Tyson. Yeah.
There we go, yeah. 1988, New York Daily News reports boxer Mike Tyson is seeing a psychiatrist. Wow, can you believe that? They reported that in the main body because Mike Tyson is so freaking out there that he's finally getting help. He's seeing a psychiatrist.
Well, that was 1 year after I was born, so it's been a while.
Yeah.
And that was 4 years before you were born.
Yeah.
Moving on up into 1990, New York City Opera's production of Kurt Weill and Langston Hughes' Street Scene opened at New York State Theater in New York City, of course. It's ran for 6 performances. That's not long. That's not even a week. Oof.
Oh.
That sucks.
That's when New York has a lot of that, you know, Broadway opera stuff.
Yeah. Actually, when I visited the East Coast back in 2003, 2004, yeah, like the summer, either of 2000, I think it was 2004. We were in Washington D.C. Then we took a train up to New York and everything, and we went and saw the producers on Broadway. Yeah, like you know
That's
that.
pretty cool.
Yeah, you know that
Cool.
you're getting all robot-y again.
Even I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's a good one. Like we had actually, I think we had seen the movie, or maybe no, we saw the movie, and then I wanted to watch it. Yeah, it's like, oh hey, let's go see a Broadway show. Oh snap, the producers are playing. Let's go watch that. You know, yeah, that's
20 years ago.
18 years ago. Wow. Holy shit, dude. I had to think about that for a minute, but yeah, 18 years ago. Because that was 2004, it's 2022 now, so if I'm doing the math right, that's 18 years. But it indeed was springtime for Hitler in Germany. Anyway, 1991 U.S. Open Women's Tennis, Monica Seles of Yugoslavia won her first U.S. title, defeating Martina Navratilova 7-6, 6-1. Scott!
Women's tennis. So all the women grunt really loudly. That's how they play.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I'd hate to be their neighbors if they're in the apartment, you know?
Yeah, Mr. Me. That is me, Scott. Okay. 1995, 12th MTV Video Music Awards. TLC and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and Madonna win. Some good names right there.
Yep. You're a heartbreaker, dream taker. Ooh. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
You want to do the Tupac one?
No, this is yours. It's your turn. I'm just saying, oh, shit, because, oh, wow, you know?
Yeah, wow, this is a big one. Today, on this date, 1996, Rap artist Tupac Shakur shot multiple times in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas, dies 6 days later. And I watch his story a lot, and apparently he had a fight in like a nightclub or something like that, and that's where the guys they got him afterwards or something. There was a scuffle in a nightclub, and they found him afterwards and took him out.
I've heard about that too. Like, there's a lot of theories behind that. Like, didn't they say, like, is there a theory that's saying, like, Ice Cube took him out, or was that Biggie Smalls? I don't know. Like,
No, well, they were on opposite sides of the coast. Biggie Smalls was East Coast, he was West Coast, I think. And
okay.
it was on, similar times, but like they were able to kind of figure out the Tupac Shakur story, like, and what happened to him. But Biggie Smalls, could be like some government type of weird thing that happened, because that was just straight up at a light. They pulled up to a light and just shot through the SUV, and they killed Biggie Smalls that way. And it's similar, like, to Tupac, because they also shot his car up. So I don't.
Yeah. And Gangland, man, that shit's real. Scary.
Yeah, because I've looked up the story about Tupac, and like that's what they say. Like, he got into a fight in a casino or nightclub or whatever it was, and that was what led up to him. Unfortunately, having that happen. But yeah,
that sucks though. But anyway, what happened in '96 here as well?
Also, believe it or not, I just seen a video where they have that same car, and they're selling it at a dealership. They're trying to get, like, I don't know how much money for it, but they have the exact Tupac car, but they fixed all the bullet holes and stuff, but they have the exact same BMW.
So it's the actual car that he got shot in, like,
yes,
not just the same make and model, but the actual vehicle.
Yeah, the actual car. Yeah.
Wow.
I think it was on Pawn Stars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I see we have been joined by the legendary troublemaker himself, Mr. Sohan.
Yes.
How are you doing this morning?
Good. I think.
I'm in the same boat.
Can I do the 2001?
Yeah. Okay.
Please, just one more. Okay. 2017 MTV Video Music Awards, Eminem and Aaliyah win. And the thing about Aaliyah, she passed away in 2001 in a plane crash.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Aaliyah, yeah, sorry.
Aaliyah. So she died in 2001 in a plane crash. Like, not on September 11th,
Yeah,
right?
Yes.
And it literally, like, barely made it off the runway. They were overloaded. They were overloaded, apparently.
Yeah, and she was warned about it.
Right.
And she didn't listen.
They didn't listen. Well,
No, she didn't listen.
Oh.
She was warned. She was warned that the pilot said it was too heavy, and she's like, "No, I don't care." Like, dumb shit.
They're like, yeah, they're just like, oh, I have to be somewhere tomorrow.
well, she didn't make it. So, yeah. Anyway, Sohan, if you do so wish, it is your turn. We did skip over a 1996 here, the women's tennis, but we can skip that if you want.
Let me get down to 97.
Yeah, 96.
Oh jeez. 96.
Take some Claritin. Claritin D, 12 hours. That's really good.
Oh, dare you coming to get me?
What's up, Scott?
That's an allergy med. That's an allergy med.
Yeah, no, you said something about allergies just now, I think, right?
Oh.
Hey, I made a dirty joke. How dare you tell me to get the D?
Yeah. Just take the D, pop it in your little mouth hole, like.
Oh, good lord.
Hey, we're talking about a pill.
Okay.
We're talking about Claritin D for decongestant, Oh.
2001, U.S. Federal Trade Commission approves Chevron's bid to buy Texaco.
Oh, snap.
Yep.
Yeah, that shouldn't have been allowed. Like these corporations need to be smaller, not bigger. Like supposed to.
So that's why there's so many Chevrons here nowadays instead of Texacos.
Yep.
Huh.
2002, U.S. U.S. Open women's tennis. Serena Williams wins second title, beats older sister Venus Williams 6-4, 6-3. And could
That's
you
a close
imagine
match.
ride home?
Oh man.
You bitch.
That's a close match.
Yeah.
Well, could you imagine the awkward ride home? You bitch.
Yeah.
Well, that's a family competition thing. It's like she's got bragging rights
No.
from then on.
Like, no, I'm just saying that because that one joke from like Bill Burr said, imagine the ride home.
Yeah. Like, imagine being in the car with an even angrier than usual Adolf Hitler. You know. Oh, it's a nice day, isn't it? You know. That was great. I love that bit. Bill Burr was amazing. Like, he might be good again, but for a little while, at least in my knowledge, he started going woke, and I'm just like, this is not good.
Nah, he just started chilling out.
Yeah.
He's still him.
Yeah.
He's still him.
Anyway, you have another one here, and this is I see a lot of names here that I recognize.
So, 2003, Ormade 16 held in Columbus, Ohio, performed in. Oh fuck! Let me restart that. 2003, Farm A 16 held in Columbus, Ohio. Performers include Willie Nelson, John Mellencamp, Neil Young, Dave Matthews, Emmylou Harris, Hootie and the Blowfish, Sheryl Crow, Brooks and Dunn, and Daniel Lanos.
Dang, hell of a lineup
Now,
right there.
Hootie and Blowfish is just Darius Crucker now.
Yeah, like didn't the Key and Peele do a skit about that? It's like no, there is no Blowfish and I'm not Hootie, something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. This guy who's like really excited to see that tennis ball. 2003 as well, U.S. Open men's tennis. U.S. Andy Roddick won his only career Grand Slam title, defeating Juan Carlos Ferrero of Spain 6-3, 7-6, 6-3. We have 2004 Indian cricketer Rahul Dravid was named Player of the Year by the International Cricket Council. And Scott, is it weird every time I see the word cricket, like I automatically scan like the rest of the entire paragraph, searching for the oval.
Yeah. Every single time. Every time now.
Yeah.
The oval.
The oval.
Yeah.
In 2006, here's a name I haven't heard in a while. Sacha Baron Cohen's mockumentary Borat: Cultural Learnings of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan. Very nice. Premiered at the Toronto Film Festival. I remember that movie. I remember one night, like, we were downstairs, like, I was drunk as fuck. I don't remember whose friend, one of my friends was with us. But we were watching Borat, and, like, I was losing my shit, Tim Shitsby style, literally, like, at the scene where, like, the wife was threatening to cut off his mini-me, and it's like, oh my god, she's gonna cut his dick off, holy shit, like, I'm losing my mind, and then I just passed the fuck out. I passed the fuck out on the sofa. Like, it was weird. It was a wild night.
I remember.
Imagine waking up after a night like that, and that's your first thought. Like, wait, did I just pass out after that scene? Like, what the?
I remember renting that movie from Blockbuster. I brought it back because I thought they ripped me off. And the damn DVD looks like a bootleg copy.
Yo, look what I have.
What you have? Oh, yep.
Yep, very nice.
It's a fucking crazy ass movie.
It is.
It is, yeah.
Anyway, Scott, it's your turn if you do so wish. 2008.
1.21 gigawatts. Let's go. Okay. 2008, 25th MTV Video Music Awards. Britney Spears and Chris Brown win. Wow, that's before Chris Brown punched Rihanna.
Oh my god. Yes. Actually, let me look this up. When did Chris Brown punch Rihanna? 2009. So yeah, the year before. Good call.
Yeah, he was still, looked upon better than after that happened.
Yeah. Oh, snap. Here we go. Oh, wow, this is a big one, Scott. This is a huge one here.
2013, Chinese President Xi Jinping announces plans to develop a new Silk Road economic belt, part of Belt and Road Initiative during visit of Kazakhstan.
Yeah, Kazakhstan, the Belt and Road Initiative, and I don't know really much about it, but it involves over a dozen other countries, and it's all about because the old back in the ancient days, the Silk Road, the trade and all this stuff. He's trying to bring that back, and
really,
yeah, and in doing so, he's going to become a gargantuan.
Does that have any correlation with the whole dark web, Silk Road? If you know what that is. I don't know if they named it that.
No, well, the dark web Silk Road was probably named after the famous Silk Road, that I was just talking about. But the dark web, that's a whole different thing. That's illegal shit and whatnot. No, the Belt and Road Initiative is all legal trading and everything.
Right.
So
okay, makes sense then.
Yeah, it's all stuff for public awareness to be known about. So, but yeah, he does do a lot of illegal shit. Don't get me wrong. All world leaders do, especially ours. So. But
yeah, I just noticed the name was the same as the Silk Road.
Ours.
Yeah. Well, no, I haven't watched China in Focus or China Uncensored or much news really lately, but they have been talking a lot about the Belt and Road Initiative, and it is a really big deal because essentially they're doing the same thing that the U.S. does. We go in there. Hey, we see that you're economically downtrodden. How about we put in this infrastructure so that we put in, oh, hey, we spent, $8 billion putting in all these roads. You owe us money. Oh, you can't pay it back? Well, you can earn it back by voting, for our side in the next UN election or whatever. And that's how puppet forms, so. And China is really smart. China is really patient, They're out Americaing America right now in a very bad way.
Well, hopefully not, because I don't know, we have such economic, ties with China. I don't know if they can outdo us because we're so tied together, right?
Well, that's the problem. And this is probably actually best for a conversation of the Jabberwocky, but
yeah.
But that's the thing, they're patient, they bide their time, and now they are not just for us, but the entire world. They're the world's manufacturing system. So they are so intertwined with just how the world operates that we can't just decouple. It's going to take years and years, maybe multiple decades, maybe a century to bring everything back to domestic. But we're going to have to get back into a lifestyle of, not being able to fulfill every little whimsy. You go to Walmart, you go to Amazon, you go to any place, practically everything is made in China. And it's cheap because of that. It's literally slave labor. And, we need to take a gargantuan step back in order to take an even bigger step forward, if I'm making any sense,
Yeah, you do. You definitely are, yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be rough.
I don't know.
So
I just hope for the future that, there's still stuff made in the United States, and, I don't know,
Well, there is. My pillow. I have a My Pillow from Mike Lindell. My Pillow. I have it. They're really good, and they're made in the U.S. My shoes are made in the U.S. I try to get things that are at least not made in China. My shirts are made in Pakistan.
Well, some of those 30-year-old shirts you have, but.
Well, no, my T-shirts, my newer T-shirts. They're made in I think Pakistan. I'm not sure.
I've seen shoes and stuff made in Vietnam here, or other stuff.
Yeah, actually, if you don't mind taking 2016, and I'm gonna go look for a shirt to check the tag. I'll be right back.
Sure. 2016, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band performed their longest show in America at Citizen Bank Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, clocking in at 4 hours and 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty good. 4 hours and 4 minutes, so I don't know what that is compared to regular, bands and shows, if that's long or popular or, how long that is, but
that's pretty long.
It is for Bruce Springsteen fans.
Isn't that a cheeseburger song? Did he do the cheeseburger song?
Cheeseburger in Paradise. That's
Yeah.
No, that isn't that what's that other one? Not Dave Matthews,
Gosh,
man. Hold on a second. I gotta look this up. I knew this.
Gosh, if I'm wrong, forgive me, because I
Jimmy
don't want
Buffett. Jimmy Buffett.
Damn it, dude! I cannot believe I just confused those two. Oh my gosh, because Bruce Springsteen is so. I mean, for me to confuse that is such a face palm.
Cheeseburger in Paradise. By the way, yes, I've confirmed my T-shirts at least, not my overshirts, but my T-shirts are indeed made in Pakistan. So, yeah.
Man, that came a long way to get to you.
Well, as long as it's not from China, I'll buy it. And like I know Pakistan is not the best country in the world, but you know what? They're not China. So, yeah. Anyway, Mr. Sohan, if you want to take 2018 here.
I don't know if you want to do 2017, that little 8.2 earthquake, because that's pretty strong.
That ain't little.
That ain't little, dude.
That ain't little. 2017, 8.2 earthquake hit southwest Fiji, Japan, Mexico, killing at least 90 strongest Mexican quake in a century. Wow, the way it's hit, killing at least 90.
Yeah, at least 90 people are dead.
It's like 90 strongest. Oh, the earthquake only killed the strongest people. Damn.
Only the weak survive.
I don't know if you want to look it up or not, but I think like one of the strongest earthquakes ever was the Fukushima one. That was like a 9.1 or something. So that's up there with some of the most,
Well, the 2011 one, right?
Yeah, that's like some of the most disastrous, earthquakes you can have, like 8.2 up to 9. But I don't know. Maybe he's looking it up, but.
Well, I have here the biggest earthquake ever recorded of magnitude 9.5 happened in 1960 in Chile at a subduction zone where the Pacific Plate dives under the South American Plate. Jesus. And I'm looking at here.
That was probably a thrust quake, but 9.5, like that is up there. I don't know if you want to look at the 2011 one, but that's that was almost in the record books. So. Anything like in the 8s to the 9s can cause a tsunami. Like you could look it up and you can see, tsunami warnings and where the buoys are. The buoys go into event mode, so then they have to report on it if there's going to be a tsunami. So.
Well, March 11, 2011, Japan experienced the strongest earthquake in its recorded history at a magnitude of 9 to 9.1 undersea megathrust earthquake. In the 72 kilometers east of Oshika Peninsula of the Tohoku region. And it lasted about 6 minutes. Like, that is long for an earthquake. Normally earthquakes are like, that's it, like, they're one and done. Not one and done because there's aftershocks, but like, they're, 5 seconds, maybe 10, but 6 minutes, that's unprecedented. Like, that's ridiculous. Dude.
And I kind of apologize about this for taking your time up, but if you look up the Sumatra quake, that killed like hundreds of thousands of people. Kind of like in Haiti, that killed a lot, but the Sumatra quake of I think 2004 or something like that, that was another really, really bad one.
In Aceh, the northern province of Sumatra, the United Nations Field Office reported approximately 131,000 people confirmed dead and 37,000 missing. I almost did a Mike Tyson there, mything. With more than 80,000 houses sustaining major damage or collapse, the UN estimated that more than 500,000 people were displaced from their homes in Sumatra alone.
Yeah, so those are the ones that come to mind. Yeah, those come to my mind when I'm thinking about, these earthquakes, man. Like, so that is just. Can you imagine that? Oh my gosh, that's just wiped out.
Right now, I just feel an overwhelming sense of shame since I'm being outplayed in earthquake, trivia by somebody who's not even an earthquake country. I'm in California. How are you beating me? Like, this is bullshit.
Well, it's not even that, dude. That I was just kind of a passion of mine, and I watched a lot of earthquake YouTubers, and I started learning about this. And it's not you, man. It's just the fact of how I kind of extensively watched some of this stuff, and it's in my mind a little bit, and because. It's just like I watch that because like if if there's going to be an earthquake that's going to happen, I'd like to know. And it's pretty fast because I've never experienced one, and it's just, man, like that's. Can you think about back in the day, like, look, like before times of seismic activity, like they thought earthquakes were a sign from God, like this is God, like shaking the earth because something's going on. So I don't know, they're a pretty fascinating phenomenon. Earthquakes are, and just how they happen and what occurs, and just it's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, tectonic activity, plate tectonics, all that stuff, like, like, the Earth really is a ravioli, like, it's a liquid center with a solid outside that's moving, and
The pizza roll.
It is. It's a Tostitos pizza roll, or a ravioli, or whatever you want to call it. But, like,
True.
yeah.
While we're at that, talking about pizza rolls and stuff, 2018, Eminem breaks 36-year UK chart record for consecutive #1 albums with Kamikaze.
Wow, that's pretty
Dang.
good right there.
Dang, 36-year record. Holy crap, dude. That's good.
Yep.
Yep. Who
Also
says white
about-
people can't rap,
Look at this next one. They're almost like a carbon copy of each other, Cardi B and Nicki Minaj.
Pretty much.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, like the industry, like, has the things, for a reason. Like, it's the algorithm before the algorithm, like all like the impossible beauty standards, that magazines and media and everything portray for women and girls and all that stuff. Like, it's an algorithmic look. They discovered, oh, this is what people liked, and then like all the actresses look the same, all the actors look the same. Like it's all the same crap. I mean, like hell, there's a meme out there of The Rock from 4 different movies, but he looks the exact same in every one of them. Like it's all jungle stuff, and he's wearing like khaki colors, and he's all sweaty, and it's 4 different movies. It's crazy, They find something that people cling to, and then they beat a dead horse with a stick, and then they grind the bones to make glue. Like, they're utilizing every part of the animal, so to speak, in a bad way. So.
Also in 2018, rappers Cardi B and Nicki Minaj come to physical blows at a New York fashion event.
Cat fight!
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm sorry. People.
Well,
girls
they're the
who
type of personalities for that. Like, I can see that
Girls who
happening.
listen to that type of music wash their paper plates.
Isn't Cardi B the one who came out with WAP?
WAP, yeah.
Yeah. Gross. I'm just trying to imagine like these two at each other, pulling at each other's hair, grab those big ass hoop earrings and just yank like, like, yeah.
And 2019.
We saw this the other day.
No way, dude. We just watched this.
Yeah.
What's it called? The Joker? I thought it was called Joker.
The Joker, whatever.
2018, The Joker, directed by Todd Phillips and starring Joaquin Phoenix, wins the Golden Lion at the Venice Film Festival.
They got a Golden Lion! Hell yeah!
Yep. I mean, it's worth it. That is totally worth it, too.
Yeah.
He accepted the award and pretty much gave tribute to his brother.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, no, as Scott was saying, actually both he and I were saying, like, literally, like, Monday, 2 nights ago, we had an impromptu movie night in our Discord server, and we watched Joker. It was piss quality, but hey, like, we watched it, and yeah, that was a really good night.
Oh, I was glued to my screen, man. I mean, I know we related to it hardcore, but man, that is like what I say when we're watching a good movie. It feels like you're watching real life, and that's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, well, like, beyond that, like, it speaks to you in, like, a personal way, it's just like,
Right.
It reaffirms that you're not alone in this vast emptiness of infinity. Like, you have other people who understand. Like, like you and I, we understand each other. Sohan, part of the group. Alice, Muffin. Now Mr. Ghost Virus. We're slowly but surely, chugging along, churning this, this group of ours, and getting bigger as the days goes by, And now I'm friends
Absolutely.
with Papa Fopolopoulos or whatever his name is. So
That is something, yeah.
Yeah.
Papa Stanos, yeah.
yeah, that guy.
That's why I recommended him, and it's worked out so far. I'm glad some of my recommendations are working out. That's all I know.
Yeah, it was funny, being in VC with him until like 3 in the morning, like last night. It was because he kept forgetting because it's such a weird thing, and he's going on about his videos, like, oh yeah, you probably saw this in other videos. I'm like, no, dude, I haven't seen any of your videos. He's like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm like, yeah, dude, before today, I did not even know you existed.
How about that? That's pretty.
So like,
you you met him and you realized the similarities you guys kind of had, and man, it's just a cool thing. I don't know, but.
And I'm gonna say something, and I'm not sure if if he cares about this or if he realizes this, but from my personal point of view, as a community creator myself, now that I've gotten in there not for him, but because of you. Now his community has gotten to the point where people are coming in not just for him, but for other people or out of word of mouth.
Yeah,
Or,
wow.
It's more than just him now. And
Yeah.
that's what you want as a community. Yeah, you can build things around yourself, 7 ways to Sunday, but once it starts going beyond you, that's when you know you've made it.
Definitely, man. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we're slowly getting there, right? I mean,
Well, we've been there. We've been there. We've already hit that. We've been there
True.
for a while. So, well, I mean, people aren't joining in, because of the same way, I joined his server or anything, but people are joining in, because we're like-minded. People aren't joining in because they watch my videos or our videos or any of this. We go around, we meet people, we make friends, we bring them in, we grow our community, and it's a different way, but we've made it in our own different way, and we're still going. But anyway, I'm going to take sorry?
That's where staying up till 3 a.m. or something can still pan out, because you might bring someone in, you're getting to know somebody. I mean, I know it's tough to do that,
Well,
but it's all worth it in the end.
Honestly, I was trying to go to bed many times, but I wanted to get a word in, and 90% of the entire the entire VC last night was Papa Stanimus talking to this fucking shit-faced drunk guy, and
Right.
it was mostly that conversation. I got to talk here and there, but it really was one-sided, as far as participation abilities. So,
Yeah, but you guys kind of come from the same background, and what you figured out. I mean, that was the coolest part of me, just figuring out how kind of close you guys were at some point in your life. And,
dude, we were
that's
essentially
pretty cool.
next door neighbors, pretty much. That's wild. We probably went to the
Yeah,
same
really.
middle school. Probably we went to the same elementary school. I'm gonna DM him. Well, next time I see him, I'm gonna drop a couple names or something of schools and see if he went to schools I've been to. But anyway, let's move on up to 2019. U.S. President Donald Trump said he had canceled a secret meeting with the Taliban for peace talks at Camp David. Wow, a secret meeting with the Taliban? That's a little fishy right there.
Yep.
And then, let's see here. 2020.
Oh wait, how about 2020 with the wildfires in California?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't even see that. Thank you. 2020, 2 years ago. I remember this, actually. I think, Delaware. Oh, okay. 2020, wildfires have burnt a record 2 million acres in California 2020 fire season alone. More than the state of Delaware, according to Cal Fire. Essentially the entire state of Delaware went up. That's how much land mass.
Insane.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
And actually, I remember, it might be it, but I think it was 2020. I think so. I'm not sure. But there was a fire. Just one of the fires was just a couple miles away, and this wasn't the first time, but this is the most recent time we were under suggested evacuation, and they actually
Really?
had. We were going along one of our local streets and everything, and we saw smoke on our side of the hill. But it turned out to be a backburn. They were burning areas to prevent it from being used as fuel by the fire coming, if it had come that way. So it was like, like a fire break. You burn. It's a controlled burn. You burn away all the materials, and there's nothing left for the fire to come after. Like, yeah, you scorch the earth before the earth can scorch itself.
Right.
So essentially that.
You know what's kind of funny, and this doesn't really have any merit to what we're reading, but also before that, there's someone named Xander.
Yeah, well, I saw that too. Like 2020 as well. Tour Championship Men's Golf East Lake Golf Club. Dustin Johnson won by 3 strokes from Xander Schauffele. Xander Schauffele, you're a failure to the Xander name. How dare you lose? But he was also with Justin Thomas, so maybe he was, playing with a handicap. Anyway, they claimed FedEx Cup, equal biggest winner's prize in U.S. golf, $15 million.
Damn.
That's good.
Yeah, but I don't know. I felt like we had to read that because there's a Xander, Mr. Xanderooski himself.
Yeah. Xander Wander, I'm no pander.
2021.
To which one?
Blue one.
Blue one?
Salvador.
Oh, okay, blue one. Okay. 2021, El Salvador became the first country to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. Whoa.
Wow.
Wow, okay.
Legal tender, like how does that work? Because Bitcoin is like an online currency trade thing, so.
Well, it's more or less probably the same, trading aspect as like, debit or credit cards. You just swipe and you spend your Bitcoin,
Not bad because it fluctuates.
And when did like Bitcoin start to become a thing? Like 2008 or something like that? Because didn't that guy like sell his Bitcoin for a pizza or something and he could have been a millionaire?
Yeah, let's see here. 2009, Bitcoin was launched in 2009.
Okay.
Interesting. Anyway, I'm going to do this split here.
Alright, go ahead.
Welcome to part 2. We have done the split.
Split time.
Yep. Before we move on into births and deaths, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? I know you guys haven't, you popped in the show about, a third way through, Scott, and then later on Soen came in?
Yeah, like I popped in around 1986.
Well, I have one here, that's might be interesting to Sohan. 1191, during the Third Crusade, Richard I of England defeated Saladin in the Battle of Arsuf. Good old Saladin, he was defeated by, what's-his-face, the fourth...
Baldwin.
I don't know.
Baldwin, yeah.
Here, the Napoleon one is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, Napoleon. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, okay, let me get that. So, 1812, the Battle of Borodino, Napoleon Bonaparte won a Pyrrhic victory, which a Pyrrhic means like a victory at a cost far too great to be worth it. Against Russian General Mikhail Kutuzov in the most ferocious battle of the Napoleonic era, resulting in the death of 70,000 people. That's
like the whole town. That's a whole town right there.
Pretty much. That's
a small
insane.
town.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. This is why I want people on, because in 1813 we have here Uncle Sam was first used to refer to the U.S. by Troy Post of New York. So happy birthday, Uncle Sam.
I mean, when you think about that in the Napoleon Battle of Borodino, 70,000, that seems a little extensive. What are they all on the front lines and just wiped out, one by one?
I don't know, man. Just people getting shot left, right, and center. I mean,
I picture them on the front lines with that's just messed up, one by one or something.
Oh, bayonet charge? Yeah, maybe.
Right. That's what I feel like.
Yeah. What about you, Soen? Anything grabbed your interest?
1876. James and his gang are involved in a disastrous raid in Northfield, Minnesota. Results in the death or capture of multiple gang members. Cole, Bob, Jim Younger arrested.
Yeah, this was part of the Jesse James gang. Frank James is Jesse's brother.
James gang, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's the first baby incubator, in 1888. 1888, wow,
I was gonna say also that's
Damn.
That's when it was first done, their operation over
Scott, I'm having a hard time hearing you. Your mic is doing that thing again. I can kind of hear you, but you're distant and you're kind of breaking up too. So, hello? Yeah. Hello? All right. Why don't I'm just gonna move you back and forth real quick. Let's see if that fixes the problem. Hold on a second. Okay, testing 1, 2, 3.
Hello?
There you are. Okay, what were you saying? I think you were talking about the incubator.
No, in 1936, the Hoover Dam. That's related to
yeah,
Lake.
that's right.
No,
Yeah.
that in construction in 1936, so that has merit to what's happening now. You know, with it drying up, like the Hoover Dam is drying up. So that's 1936.
Yeah, well, like Lake Mead behind the Hoover Dam. Yeah, well, like this is when it began operation. And initially, like the whole hydroelectric thing was an afterthought. Like they're like, hey, you know, let's utilize this for power. Okay, yeah. And like as I said earlier in the show, like that is like the primary source of not just our water but our power to the entire Pacific Southwest, not just Southern California, not just Los Angeles or the greater LA metropolitan area, but all of Southern California, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, maybe Utah, you know, like maybe Colorado. Well, it's on the Colorado River, so, you know, yeah, Colorado. Like, it is such a big deal, and it is such a horrible thing that's going on right now. It is below the levels that it was when it started operation in 1936. We are in a serious problem right now. You know?
Exactly.
And then, you know, so you take that aspect atop of what I've talked about earlier, you know, like how about a week or so ago, California, you know, government said, oh, by the year 2035, we're going to get rid of all gasoline-powered motorized vehicles. And then literally 2 days later, we have this record-breaking heat wave, you know, of like fucking, it was like we were talking with Muffin, it was like 120 degrees out in Arizona. Like, this is hot. And then they're going around saying, oh, the power grid is like, it's on its last leg, it's straining because everybody has their AC on because it's so hot. Please don't plug in your cars overnight. Well, you know, we have all that, and we have this Hoover Dam issue. It's like, dude, everything's going to fucking go to shit really quick here. Really fucking quick. So.
Yeah, so that's why I mentioned that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's definitely, I mean, that's from 1936 till now, so that's like, you know, 80 years later, and that's when it was
90.
built, like, on today's date.
Roughly 90 years, actually. So, yeah, because, you know, like 1930 1930 to 2000, or 1936 to 2006, that's 70 years. Okay, so 70, and then 4, 84, 86 years. So 86 years old on this date. Happy birthday, Hoover Dam. And Uncle Sam, that's pretty cool, you know. Anyway, let's move on into births. Starting us off in the year 786, we have Emperor Saga, was the 52nd Emperor of Japan from 809 to 823, dying in 842. Huh. And then we have Elizabeth I, born on this date in 1533. Elizabeth I, Tudor, Virgin Queen, Queen of England and Ireland from 1558 through 1603, and daughter of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn, born in Greenwich, London, dying in 1603. Dang.
All right.
Mr. Scott.
Into birthdays?
Yeah, 1836.
Okay.
Let me do a little dance to entertain the viewers. Yada yada. I am so
1836. Henry Campbell Bannerman, British Prime Minister. Liberal from 1905 to 1908. Born in Glasgow, Scotland. Died in 1908.
Dang. So I wonder if he died in office. 1908. He died of a heart attack, so maybe he died in office. Wait, no. He resigned. Never mind. He resigned, and then this other guy succeeded him. And then, oh wow. His quote, "Personally, I am an immense believer in bed, in constantly keeping horizontal. The heart and everything else goes slower, and the whole system is refreshed." Well,
So he was always speaking horizontally.
yes, and that's actually
Yeah.
ironic because he's talking about how it's good for your heart, and then he
You
dies
like
of a
it?
heart attack. So, not good.
I did what you want.
Hey, you know what? Not everybody can speak diagonally.
What do you want, though?
Okay. Well,
While Scott is preoccupied,
Yeah,
Mr.
we-
Sohan, do you want to take 1860 here?
so
Hold on.
get the other one.
1860, Grandma Moses, Anna Mary Robertson, American primitive painter, Oaken Bucket, born in Greenwich, New York.
Pretty slow.
Oh, Greenwich.
Yeah.
Let's see what this old oaken bucket looks like.
Oh, God. Okay.
Huh.
Alright.
Yep.
Is this the right one, though? Hold on a second. What was it? Grandma Moses. So let's see here. Grandma Moses.
He's had that fucking laptop forever. Now he wants to.
Oh, okay. Oh, so one of these. So she's the artist of these paintings. Okay, yeah, Moses right there. Okay. I'm going to server mute Scott real quick so we don't get all of his cosmic microwave radiation in the background. Anyway, moving on up into 1908, we have Paul Brown. Oh yeah, sorry, it's your turn still, Sohan, my bad.
Okay, 1908, Paul Brown, American NFL Hall of Fame coach, Cleveland Browns, Cincinnati Bengals, born in Norwalk, Ohio, died 1991.
Ohio! I don't know, I just like saying Ohio like that. Anyway, 1923, we have Louis Suggs, a U.S. golfer, co-founder of LPGA. He had 11 major titles and the U.S. Open of 1949, as well as 52. He was born in Atlanta, Georgia, dying in 2015. And then,
Ooh, a good one.
Ed Warren. Oh, is this the Warren Commission?
Oh, this is the Warrens, pretty much Ed and Lorraine.
Oh, paranormal,
Warren.
okay. 1926, we have Ed Warren, Miney.
Hold on. What day are we in?
We are in, well, it's September 7th, but the year is 1926.
Right. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So they're from my state. So they have done some movies. If you look it up, I think it's like
During
A Haunting of something, or like it starts with a C.
Haunting in Connecticut.
Yeah, that's part of it. But they also did something that starts with a C or whatever.
Conjuring.
Yes, there you go. Thank you so much. Yeah,
And the
Conjuring.
Nun. They did the Nun as well.
Yeah, and they have like some teddy bears
Yeah,
locked up. They have a teddy bear locked up in a case that says "Do not touch."
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
No, they ain't no teddy bear. That was a Raggedy Ann doll that was possessed.
Oh,
Oh.
right. Dude, you got it, right.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Mr.
but phone-
Scott, do you want to read this 1926?
Sure, that's what we're up to?
That's where we're at. We actually you lost half of your turn. Sohan took his two, and I was going to take this, but this is going to be your second one. And then we go right back to Sohan. Or actually, no,
Alright, so
we go to me.
1926?
Yeah.
1926, Ed Warren, or Mighty, American paranormal investigator for Amityville haunting, born in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
I know about the Amityville horror. You know, that's a prolific one right there.
He did that too.
Yeah,
He-
that is
he
like
did
in
that
my
too.
neighborhood right there. That's like in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's
Anyway,
crazy.
we have Buddy Holly, born on this date in 1936, also known as Charles Holly, a U.S. rock and roll musician and songwriter. Peggy Sue, I love Peggy Sue, uh-oh. And that'll be the day in Words of Love, born in Lubbock, Texas, dying in 1959. And don't leave a comment about my singing, I know I'm bad, you know. So, yeah.
Died during the plane crash.
Yeah. And we have Roy DeMille, was born on this date in 1942. He is a U.S. gangster for the Gambino crime family, born in Brooklyn, New York. He's still alive to this day. So, yeah, the Gambinos,
The
man.
Gambino family, wow.
Yeah. Anyway, Scott! It's your turn again.
1951, Chrissy Hynde, American rock singer and songwriter. and guitarist for the Pretenders, Brass and Pocket, born in Akron, Ohio.
Akron, huh? I've heard of Akron.
Yeah, it has no affiliation, but that's where LeBron James is born.
Oh, that's why. Okay, yeah. Like I was like, Akron is in my brain for some reason. So
Yeah.
anyway, you can either pick one more or you can start off deaths.
Alright, we'll do deaths.
Moving on into deaths, starting us off in the year 355. Scott, taking us away here.
355, Claudius Silvanus, Roman usurper.
Usurper.
Usurper. I have not seen that word before.
Usurper. I'll just get the definition, so I don't sound like an idiot. A usurper is a person who takes position of power or importance illegally or by force. To usurp, Like, I think I have used that word, like, before. Like, remember I've said, like, this server that, we're on in Discord was started on the West Coast, but now most of y'all are on the East Coast. So, like, I'm being usurped by the opposite coast,
Yeah.
Sohan, you want to tell us who we lost on this date in 1978? Hey, that rhymed.
So,
1978.
Who died on this date in 1978?
1978. Keith Moon,
this is the guy you
British
compared to.
rock drummer, The Who, and Bellboy. Alright.
Yeah, you're like, hey,
both
this is
of those. Damn.
Yeah.
Wait, remember? Oh, I know this. Remember, he passed away from taking too many medications for alcohol withdrawal.
Oh yeah, that's right. Good pull, dude. Like he was taking his death at the age of 32 was attributed to an overdose of the drug heminevrin, intended to ease alcohol withdrawal. So yeah, you're right.
There it is.
Yep.
Damn.
That's too young, dude.
Is also 1984, Joe Cronin, American Baseball Hall of Fame shortstop, 7 MLB All-Star manager, Boston Red Sox, Washington Senators, and executive. American League president, 1959 to
We are almost done here.
1973. Dies at 73. 77.
Dang. And speaking of 1984, I just remembered we have 2 people in bursts that we accidentally skipped over. The first one is Peter Pringle was born on this date in 1945. He is a multi-instrumentalist. He plays the theremin, the electric cantelli, or however you pronounce it. He sings in ancient Sumerian. I should actually get his YouTube channel and post it in the underbar because he has a lot of good stuff, and like he is talented beyond my comprehension. Peter Pringle. Let's see here. Peter Pringle. So I'm going to put this link in the underbar here. Copper leaves. Oh, that's interesting. And then, once again, 1984, this is what sparked my memory. We have the one, the only, Alice was born on this date in 1984. I can't believe we...
Man,
we all forgot.
She isn't here live to experience this. Like, man, where'd she go?
Yeah, she said she was going to be part of the show on her birthday, and she lied to us. Women,
Darn it. Well, it's kind of unfortunate because, I don't know what happened, what she's doing, but she would have enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a shame, but her loss, but hey, she's having fun in her own little way over there, so whatever, But Alice, we all know who Alice is. The chatty catty, I for lack of a better explanation, the heart and soul of, what makes the show great, and what the show has evolved into. We have, revolved it around her Aliceism and how she carries herself and handles conversations, and now we have, we have long shows and everything, just full of content and fun. We have a good time, and I hope you have a good time watching it, viewers.
Yeah, it's like, you're giving her credit right now. I hope she sees it. We gotta send it to her.
Yeah, well, she'll probably be like, oh, you missed me, and you brought me up in the death section. It's like, hey, you weren't fucking here to remind us. What do you want? Like, I'm a stoner, you know, like, number one.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah. Anyway, whose turn is it?
We got a phone ring.
Yeah, it sounds like Sohan's. So, whose turn was it?
I already did mine too.
Okay. 1990, we have AJP Taylor, Alan John Percival. So that's what AJP is. So Alan John Percival Taylor. He was an English historian. The Struggle for Mastery of Europe in 1848 through 1918. Origins of the Second World War. Dies at 84. That sounds like a book I would want. I actually would like that book.
Oh yeah, well he's a historian, so you guys can relate to that, right?
Definitely. But like the Struggle for Mastery in Europe, 1848 through 1918. That's after the Napoleonic era, and that's during all of the struggles and everything leading up to the First World War. All of the politics, all of the strife. Like.
Yeah.
That is something I actually would. $40 though. Fuck. That's gonna be a birthday or Christmas gift right there. Anyway, we have Mobutu Sese Seko died on this date, 1997. He was a president of Zaire from 1965 through 1997. That's a long term there. Died at the age of 66. So
33 years, 34 years.
33. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
30,
it's like
30
half of his,
32. Sorry, 32.
half of his life.
Yeah, pretty much. Just under it,
Damn.
yeah. Well, speaking of people half my age, well, you're not really half my age, but like, that'd be weird. It's your turn now, I think. If there's actually no, never mind. Unless there's anyone here that you see interesting.
All right, I'll do 2018. Mac Miller or Malcolm McCormick, American rapper and music producer for Best Day Ever, dies of a drug overdose at 26.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
That happened today. Yeah, that happened today. That's unfortunate. Yeah.
Man, dude, like I've known multiple people who've gone through this stuff both personally and online, and drugs ain't a joke, dude. And it's just, man, once you get on them, it's hard to get off. It's rough.
Yeah.
Rough.
Well, Mac Miller was pretty known, for a while. I mean, that's pretty young to pass away.
Yeah, it is very
Sure.
young. So, anyway, that concludes the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to everything Omni Coalition. This, if you're watching us live right now, this is my personal YouTube channel, but the Omni Coalition, our collective group here, it has its own YouTube channel. It has a Rumble. It has a BitChute. Eventually, we might put our Discord server on there. I'm not sure. But there's also a link for...
So he's on TV on Twitch.
Yep. And, so for your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific time. We might actually be changing that to 9 here soon. I gotta talk to people about that.
Really? Okay, so 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Yep.
12 Central.
Yep. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
I am Scott.
And that's Sohan over there who's not talking. Anyway,
Me.
until you check us out tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Until then, toodles! Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.